Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. We already got a lot of people out there. Vicky is out there. Dan Inge.
Hello, Dan. Hello, Jeff.
Donna's Embroidery Plus. Aussie Man. It's 100 degrees out in Texas where Al's at.
Yeah, it's a mighty fine day today.
Yeah.
Mine was like 90 before the storm.
Sounds like a song.
Yeah, Aussie Man's out there. Hi, Aussie Man. Just to let y'all know, last week why I didn't have the show, my son ended up getting in a car wreck while he was on duty. He's a police officer. He's a cop.
He bent his cruiser.
Yeah, it totaled his car, but he was stopped. He was stopped at a red light, and there were cars in front of him, and the person just wasn't paying attention. It just smacked him right in the rear. But it totaled his car.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's sore, and they're doing X-rays on him to find out exactly what's going on. But at least, I mean, he was sore for a few days, but where the airbag and the seatbelts caught him, but he's fine other than that. But it hit him so hard, it pushed his car into the car in front of him. So, but yeah, he's all right. So that's the reason I wasn't here last week.
Makes sense.
Yes, Train Worlds out there. So tonight's show, Jim got a new 3D printer, and we're gonna talk about the printer and printing and period as far as with 3D printing. So, which one did you get, Jim?
You're muted, Jim.
You're muted.
Yeah, I got an X1 carbon with 4-color
AMS
on the top of it. Yeah,
Nice.
that's kind of what I wanted, was the different colors.
Yeah.
But it's nice. I pulled it out of the box. It had a metric butt ton of foam in it, and they had to pull all out of it. And the bed was screwed down really well.
I will give you a secret that I learned on that, especially if you're just doing PLA, to get that top glass piece, get it up where it can get more air, because it's too hot in there for the PLA.
What do you mean get it up?
I built a stand to hold my AMS on top, and I made a little shelf to slide the glass in, so it's about maybe an inch off of the top of the printer itself. But they say that it's
better ventilation.
Right. If you're going to do like carbon fiber or nylon or stuff that really is going to have the temperature and have to be sealed, it's fine. But for the PLA, it says it's not necessary to have that on there.
Okay.
So that's something I learned and I tried, and it actually was right, because I was getting the
Donald.
What? What did you do, Donald?
Nothing. He's just being Donald.
Anyway, I could tell the difference. It got too hot because it was like some of the parts were like sagging a little bit, like if you had arms out on something, the arms would kind of sag down because it was just too hot inside of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might try that then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I took it out of the box. It took like 20 minutes to put it together.
Yeah.
And
have you printed anything?
What?
Have you printed anything?
Yes, I
You
did.
just held up a benchy.
I'm getting to that.
Well, wait a second. Is he getting to it, or did he already do it? Never mind.
So yeah, so I did that. I went through the software that they have you scan a code on your phone and stuff, and it hooks up to the internet in my garage. I just had to give it permission to do that, and it comes with a bunch of different prints in it. And everybody usually does a benchy when you first get started with 3D printing. So I started with a benchy, and man, this thing, it only took 20 minutes for this thing to print, but
Yeah.
it's really super smooth. And some of the things that you look for when you print a benchy out are like how the holes come out, and you can kind of see these are perfect circles. And then the stair stepping on the roof is really good. You'll see it's at an angle, so you get that stair step effect on the roof. So that's really nice. The archways here are all real nice.
Yeah.
So they came out really well. And then the texture on the side. Yeah,
Why don't you solo him, Russ?
I'm trying to.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I can go through it again.
First time was a practice.
Yeah.
No, I can tell even when it was small, it does.
Yeah,
when I
definitely.
printed the first thing I printed on mine, I was amazed how fast it was and how smooth it was.
Yeah, the speed was really something.
They are awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
You can hold the bench if you back up if you want to show us again.
Yeah, looking for something to point with here.
I love how you don't have to level the bed. It has auto bed leveling.
Yeah,
Right?
it does all of that stuff. Yep.
It sure does make a racket though when it's leveling.
Oh, God. I got
Sounds
some. I got some of those vibration feet for it. So
You know, I've got some. I don't know if I put them on or not.
so anyway, you can kind of see like usually right in here, you'll have problems when you print arches.
That's a beautiful arch.
Arch,
Yeah, it is.
it's like perfect. There's no.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see the last layer right in here. So there's a gap right here, but that's the last layer before it went straight across. But it went straight across with nothing drooping or anything like that. It just
Right,
right across that gap.
Yeah.
And then the stair step effect on the roof, you can see the angled roof, so you get that nice kind of shingling effect on it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, perfect circles. Here's on the back of it, you usually can see. Yeah, if you want,
have that
you want
tiny
really,
hole back there,
huh?
if you have that little tiny hole back there and it's open, man, that's beautiful.
Oh, I didn't get to that yet, but yeah. Since Al brought it up, yeah, that little circle is really nice.
Yes.
You can't see it, but the walls on the inside of it are perfect. And then the squareness on this box right here, the corners of the box are really nice too. The big window in the back, you think you'd see a little, sagging. Let's see if I can get it in here so you can see it.
No, it's
You think
nice.
you'd get sagging up here, but you can't see it because of the part behind it.
Yeah.
That's there's no sag in the window there or anything. The portholes came out nice. They've got the rounded outside of them, and then the
Right.
middle came out. You can kind of see a hair flipping up there. That's about the only stringer that I saw on it. I didn't pull it off so we could show it on the.
I've noticed very little string.
Yeah, very little. Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks nice
That
too.
Train World said that'll fit his train lake.
Oh yeah,
Says he'll buy it from you,
so I'll give it to you. Who is it? Jeff?
Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just Train World.
Yeah, he'll put it out there in the middle of his lake where
Yeah.
his train bed is.
It should float okay.
He
Well,
wants
it's a resin. It's a resin lake.
Jet
Oh,
wants to know if it'll work on. He says on my N gauge.
to make train cars and things for it.
I don't know.
Oh, I would say yes, if it's that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, you could actually print a train now, print the body of the train, and if you're going to put it on a track, then you have to use regular, metal wheels to make it work.
Yeah.
Leonard Davis says that he sells them for $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Trying to drum you up business there.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of basic prints built into the printer and stuff.
He says scale wise, Al's seen his layout.
Yeah, I would think so. Yes. If
this
not,
one's pretty. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say, if not, the Benchy is the scale that it is within your scale. I mean, that's the only way to put it. I think.
Sounds sort of scaly to me.
Sounds scaly, don't it?
Yeah. It's not very long.
Well, here's the thing, though. You can change the size.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, in the software, you can make it bigger or smaller. Now, the problem with some of them are if you make them go one way or another, like make it too big or too small, then it doesn't want to turn out. There's a
I would think
larger.
if you set that little Benchy in the middle of his lake, I would think it would look just as perfect as scale as I think that would work fantastic.
It's about 2.5 inches long and about 1.9 inches tall.
It'd be as big as his airplane, maybe.
Yeah.
I think you just need to print out a giant shark's head to eat the back end of it.
There you go.
I printed one. I don't know where it's at, but
Yeah,
my wife is a Jaws fanatic, and I found one where the back of the boat is pretty well gone, and the shark's on the back of the boat, chewing on it. In other words.
Yeah, I got to print a poop catcher for it. I might print that on and let it run tonight.
But yeah, I built her one. She watches it. I've watched that movie so many damn times.
I ain't gonna lie, I love it. It's stupid.
Oh, it's a good movie. All of them are. There's what, 3 of them? Yeah, there's 3 of them.
There's more, but the ones that are decent, there's about 3 of them.
Yeah, the second one, I think it's where the helicopter lands in the water and he's going to pull those kids.
Yeah.
The damn shark kills him and tears the helicopter up. It's like,
What was the kid's name that got killed by the shark in the opening of Jaws?
I don't
Kittner.
remember.
Kittner, yeah, that's it.
Kittner.
You know, there's a sandwich shop right there on the docks, and they call it Amityville there. It's Martha's Vineyard. That has a Kittner sandwich, and it's a Sloppy Joe.
Wow.
First time I saw it, I thought that was hilarious. I must have laughed for 10 minutes.
That's just wrong.
It's wrong in so many ways.
Hobby like Just Train World where he's making sets and stuff. Man, a 3D printer would be perfect.
Yep, I agree. He needs to get one.
Yeah.
And Davis wants to know if you've been to Martha's Vineyard.
Have I? No, I've never been to Martha's Vineyard.
Nope, me neither.
No.
Well, put it in your bucket list.
Yeah.
And bring lots of cash.
One of the places I want to go is, actually there's 2 places. Hawaii is one, and I want to go on a cruise to Alaska.
Yeah.
They say that I got 2 or 3 friends that have been, and my son went, and he said that's the most beautiful trip you'll ever see in your life. It's just gorgeous up there.
I'm running away from the snow. I don't have to go on vacation to look at it.
But
Now,
yeah,
if I want to put that ice in my margarita, okay, we can talk then.
You can get those on the shelves.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know you can.
Nice donut shop, by the way, Jeff. Was at his donut shop.
Yeah, I've seen. That's the first time I've ever seen somebody. He was in the when I went to Orlando. My son had to have some surgery, and I took him up there to Orlando. And the guy had a what are they? The A1s, the regular A1s. I know they make the mini, but this was a regular A1, and it was printing something. And that's the first time I'd ever seen anybody have a layout right in the middle of the mall, and he was selling stuff left and right. And he had a print farm. He had 20 A1s.
Wow.
So I was like, he said he makes good money off of them. So
I bet. Vicki Rumsey says that she's been to Alaska and it's the most beautiful state that she's ever been in. And I bet it is. It's cold, probably. I mean, no, probably about it, but yeah, I'm sure it is beautiful too.
Russ Meadows is out there. Leonard Davis. Hi, Russ. How have you been?
Michel Marcoux, bonsoir.
Oh, I didn't see his name, but he's out there.
Oui.
Cool. If you have any questions on 3D printing stuff, ask away.
Yeah, Jim's got a new carbon, bamboo carbon, right, Jim?
Yeah, it's the X1C.
Yep.
That's the same one I got.
And I heard something. His wife was going to be divorcing him because he was going to be spending as much time near the printer as he possibly could.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Yeah. The only problem that I've had with it, and it's happened twice, and I guess it's because the filament, I don't know why, but the filament broke twice in the AMS, and I had to take it apart to get the pieces out of the tubes because I just couldn't get it out any other way. It did it twice, but
One break.
It was on different colors too, so I don't know if it was moisture that caused it to break or just the filament itself, but that's the only 2 times I've ever had it happen. So.
Retracted message.
And you basically do have to remove that whole burn AMS. It's not a lot. I think there's like 4 or 6 screws in the bottom of it, and you have to pull the hose that goes to the back of it out, and then you got to go through every one of those little PTF tubes and clean them out.
Can't you just force the plastic out through the head?
No, I'm talking about, no, you're not even near the head.
No, if it's broke up above the head, you got to pull that tube off.
AMS. Yeah, you got to pull the AMS off.
Okay.
Yeah.
To get to the stuff up underneath.
Don't put TPU in your AMS.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
that sounds like, ooh.
No. It will jam up and you will have a mess.
Okay.
And it's on the list for your AMS for what you're using. It's on the list for you to choose that, but don't do it.
What is an AMS?
Automated.
Material
System.
automated material system.
Yeah, I think
I don't know.
it's
Oh.
it. All right. Each color has its own what do you call it?
Slot.
No, well, it's got its own motor to pull. What do they call it? The
Drive motor?
A stepper?
Stepper
Yeah,
motor?
It's a stepper motor, but it pulls
Sounds
all the
like-
way. It pulls it all the way from the out of the machine the color and runs it through a tube and takes it all the way to the head, and then the head takes it, and so you actually have two of those. Actually, well, there's four colors and one on the head.
So it comes down like that, and there's something that concentrates at some point. There has to be.
Yeah, it's pretty slick system.
Yeah,
Extruder.
it's magic.
That's the word I'm looking for.
That's what
Yeah.
Yep, that's the word I'm looking for. Is extruder. There's four extruders in the AMS, and then there's an extruder on top of the head itself. So, yeah, those tubes. If you get a piece broke off in there, you just got to take it apart to get the tube out and run something in there to push the piece out. So.
And you know the thing on the back, you can put that extra roll on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I took mine off. I put it back on because that's what I use for TPU.
Yeah,
Yes.
I put it on.
And it'll do a phone case great.
Yeah, that's where you wanted to use the TPU, and is on that. Yeah, you don't want to run it through the AMS because they say it's so rubbery or that it just messes up in the AMS, and then you got a mess to clean out.
It was a mess.
So that if you run that stuff through the back of it, where do you stick it in at?
You can take the hose off the PTF tube. You can take it off of that.
I know all of them except for Jim.
The thing on the back, I can't think of the name of it right now, and you run it in the tube and you push it all the way to the head, and then the extruder will take over and pull it in.
Okay.
Yeah, the tube that's going into the AMS, that's a little black thing right there on the end. You push it in, and then you can remove the tube.
Yeah, that little fitting. You compress that little fitting, and the tube comes off.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So, but it goes in there.
TPU into it, and it just sits on that little roller in the back. So, yeah, a lot of people I've read a lot of things in some of the forums about that. They put TPU in their AMS, and they were like, man, what a pain in the butt that was to clean out.
Welcome to the TPU in your AMS.
I just kept loading and unloading and pull as it's doing it. And I finally got it all out. Didn't have to change nothing out.
Yeah.
So can you make that? Is the bed on this thing big enough to make that poop chute holder thingamabob? Or is it bigger than that?
Depends on which one you make.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I just took a box and set it in the back.
I just let it go out the back.
Yeah.
I got this pile of printer sitting behind the printer.
Well,
no,
I can't get to the back of it very easy, so it's like, that's where all the wood's
you need to make one where it'll come around the corner and put it on, push it out to the side.
Well, let's find out if there's one in here then.
I have to reach around and kind of, flip it off or on or. All right, Donald. I hear what you're saying, thinking. Look at that case. Look at that.
I've got a cardboard box that's probably 12 inches long. Probably it's just high enough that I had to cut a little bit out of it, so that it would sit against the poop chute where it would go in.
Yep.
And that's all I'll use. I just look back there. If it's full, I take it out and dump it. Now I put it in a bigger box because I'm going to start melting it and making things out of it.
There's not one in the machine.
No, I didn't think there was.
There's several different ones you can make. Some where some where it's got the little thing that kind of sits in that hole there, and there's some where you just sit back there. You just can't decide which one if you want.
You could even take one and design it to where it kind of comes out and comes off like that, so you can let it fill up and actually drop down into, a can, and then you would never have to change it because it'd be sitting there pooping into it. Make it like a marble run.
Yeah. There you go. Make it like a marble run.
Yeah, to where it just kind of. And
I don't know why in the world they call it. Whoever come up with that idea and called it poop. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It
That's
was
pretty
probably
cool,
one of
though.
my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one printed for behind it for the poop chute, and then I have one that I printed beside it just because I wanted to play with the stuff. So the stuff that where it does them lines at the front,
Yeah.
and I put that in that one at the side.
this is why they call it poop. Printer poop.
That's printer poop.
So when you load filament into it, that's not bamboo filament. How do you set the color up and
I just
all that
tell it
stuff?
what color. I just tell it what color's on
Yeah,
it.
you just go to the menu and tell it what color it is.
Yeah.
In Bamboo Handy, you can change it to where it don't poop out as much.
Right.
I did.
Well, obviously, I haven't done that.
Yeah.
What a waste.
And I turned off the prime tower too, so it doesn't
Yes, I turned
waste
mine.
as much.
That's probably what I really need to do.
So it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
But I like the
Because-
interaction.
Because it runs a pattern on the front to check the quality and the line and the thickness with its LiDAR or however it does it. So you don't need the prime tower.
What's
It's already
the
printing
prime?
some out. Yeah.
Is LiDAR like lighters? Anyway,
Yeah, and actually you can also program it to, like, let's say that you're making a solid object like this, for instance, and the inside you're not worried about as far as the color being outside. You can have it, when it changes colors, you can have it poop into the print and the black will cover it up.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty slick.
what is that called?
I don't know. I just know I've read about it, and people are saying that you can do that. You'll have to go. I'll have to look at the
Yeah.
this Bamboo Studio to figure out how to do it. But yeah,
I
if
wonder
you're
if
making
it
this,
makes noise afterwards. If it just when it poops in there, it's loose and you can hear it.
yeah, no, it actually prints the filament like on the inner circle of the thing of your project.
Yeah, of the wall.
Yeah.
Of the film. Yes.
Would actually use the poop inside, like let's say it come up now it's wanting to do the white, it would actually leave the poop inside the object until it got the white in it, and then it'd start printing on the white.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but it has to be kind of like a solid object, like something like this, for it to work, because if not you'll see the different colors as it's streaming it out. I've never done it. I wanted to try it on several occasions. I just haven't got around to doing it. See how that would work.
Yeah, it seems like you could save some filament that way. So
Yeah. But like I said, it'd have to be an. It would have to be
That one's for Leonard and for Jeff out there. They're talking about TP. I'll give you TP. Oh my
TP
God!
is an-
I think they're going off the poop chute.
yeah. How much
Always
toilet
use
paper?
the double. I can't do it. Double sheeted TP,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to use both sides.
Should I block them? Should I block them? X-lax filament to run through it.
This is
I mean,
like
if the
not.
poop chute gets clogged up, I mean,
This is not like on the subject of this, but when I was in construction and I would leave sometimes, I would always, on occasion, grab a roll of toilet paper and throw up my truck. And
Thank you. Thank you for letting us know.
My wife, one day went like, "Why in the hell are you taking toilet paper with you?" I said, "If you ever go to those little blue bathrooms that are sitting on the job site, 99.9% of the time there is no toilet paper in there."
Correct.
And if there is, you don't want to use it.
Right?
Yeah. So I take my own toilet paper. She was like, "I never thought about that." And I said, "Yeah, trust me, I've been in construction long enough to know you take your toilet paper, keep it rolling the truck."
And I also will tell you, if you go to use one of them and you have any jovial friends around you, do not tell them.
Yeah. Yeah, don't tell them.
Right.
I know this is off the subject too. We had a guy on the job site that was actually living in the porta potty.
Oh.
Was he sick?
He was on drugs. I mean, he actually took a piece of plywood from the job site and put it over the lid so he could lay up there and sleep.
Right? It did. It did. Well, 3D printers kind of look like a little square box thing. Hey, let's talk about Doctor Who. That's a square box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I should print one of those.
A blue one.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Do that.
No, my grandson's into Doctor Who.
There's some really nice ones through Maker World.
You know what pushed me to finally get one of these things is we went to a craft show a couple weeks ago.
What?
And
You're breaking up, Jim.
Yeah.
Get out of the porta potty.
Yeah.
when we went to the craft show, and some people have stands with the dragons and the lizards and the snakes, and everybody thinks they're cool until they look how much they want for them.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of booths that had the dice rollers for Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
They were like
Yeah,
castles. They're like mini castles. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. You could do those too. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said this is what she's got is a bamboo with 4-color thing on it.
I think that the quality that would come out of it would rival a $50, tower.
Yeah. Well, she said she gets like $40 for them, and she prints 5 or 6, and she sells all of them.
Right. It'd be cool if you could customize them too, like with the person's name or something.
Yeah.
Maybe take an order or something.
Yep. Yeah. That'd be
Offer
kinda
both.
cool. It's
I don't know,
creepy. It's creepy to me that many people like Dungeons and Dragons, but hey.
Oh man,
do.
a bunch of Dungeons and Dragoners out there.
Al, you said you wanted to block somebody. You needed to block that guy at Driveway Workshop because he said this went from 3D printing to portable.
Okay, I'll block him. I'll block him. Let me warn him first.
Okay, look right here. I printed one because it was saying supports with supports. No. Do
On
not
the articulating stuff, do not use supports, right?
do not use support. If most articulated, it's going to tell you to use support. If you do, it's going to be all up in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't use the support. You want the holes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
Leonard wants to know what you're going to print.
What?
I'm sorry, Donna. Leonard wanted to know what you're going to print.
Porta potties.
Porta potties. Little ones for hamsters. Those are pretty popular right now, and they're really not that big, so they're easy. I don't know. I mean, stuff to take to the craft show that we're going to be doing. So
to add to the crafts,
but no lizards and snakes and crap dragons and the stuff that everybody else has got. So
why were you going to say crap? But no, seriously, Jim. The same thing.
I always call them farts and crap shows, just to
Okay.
It takes Glenn off a little
Sorry,
bit.
Donna.
I've heard there's a lot of people doing these micro animals, like selling so many of them for a certain amount. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a lot of those too.
Oh yeah, trust me. You could go to the craft shows now, and everybody is printing lizards and snakes, and
Right.
yeah,
They're not. Yeah, people think they're cool, but then they don't
Yeah.
buy them. You know.
yeah. Well, one I saw the other day, it wasn't, but about 12 inches long or whatever, and they wanted like $50 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, ain't no way I'd pay $50 for that.
Yeah, they're charging much.
Vicky says, Driveway, this is a channel where they talk about everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes it goes into the
Yeah.
gutter. It did a second ago, and our
It
apologies.
goes downhill.
But
Yeah.
in talking about the topic, what is the topic right now?
3D printing.
3D
Oh.
printing.
It's porta potties.
Oh.
Well, Vicky, the last couple of weeks we've kind of been talking amongst ourselves, and we're trying to get more woodworking people and things like that on it. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll start to see that.
Yeah, I'm still working on Steve Good. Like I said, I'll
See,
get
I
a hold of him.
wasn't going to say that, but yeah, Russ did say he was trying, and we appreciate
Yeah, I haven't heard from him. He's got a Facebook page, but he never goes on it hardly. So I did email him, and I did try calling him.
that. Maybe he'll surprise us.
So, and I texted him, so maybe he'll. But the problem of it is, I don't know if that's still his phone number. You know, we haven't talked in a little while because he's been sick, and then with my back, we kind of haven't talked in a while. So, I do know that that's his email address. I do know that.
Hey, everyone, email them and say hi.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I don't know. Talking about trying to find somebody that's doing woodworking, is it just me, or is a lot of the old YouTube woodworkers and stuff sort of kind of either faded out or faded off into other things? Or
Yeah, I mean, I used to do a lot of scroll sawing, but it seems like, I kind of like.
well, it's like even me when I lost my channel, it's kind of like now getting back with the new channel I got and all that. I ain't got it in me no more because I know I'm not gonna make that much at it.
You can
Right.
lead the pack.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want me as their leader.
Nobody.
But 3D printing, it's funny because you can do stuff with wood and 3D printing. I mean, it's like I've made some nameplates for people, and I used actually a piece of wood and cut a little slot in it, and then made their name, 3D printed their name, and put the slot in there. And, so you can use the combination of both of those things.
That's what we need, a 3D
Hey,
wood printer.
This is woodworking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't this woodworking?
Donald, they make wood impregnated filament.
Isn't that woodworking?
Yes,
not-
it very
it
much
is.
is.
Who knocked the filament up?
Yeah.
Anytime somebody says Prague, you're right there, aren't you?
Yeah,
Pray? Pray?
baby.
No, Prague.
Prague.
Yeah. Here, hold on just a second. Let me get you full screen so we can see that thing work.
Oh, that's
This
cool.
is woodworking. But see, this is cut with a laser.
That's cool. It really
Oh,
is.
Did you see that clock that guy made out of
Oh, yeah.
that does marbles and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Could probably do the 3D printed also, or you could do it on a scroll saw for that matter, because it was all cut using 1/8 inch wood
That right there keep me occupied for about 15 minutes.
Well, I was hoping we could do this for the next 15 minutes on the show, and then
Well,
guys
you could cut that with a scroll saw, but man, there's so many pieces. The laser's the way to go. Yeah, there's just too many pieces.
oh, something bound up.
Uh-oh, look out.
Messed up.
You got any of that egg filament?
There you go.
There it goes.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah, it is.
I just jammed it up again. I guess trying to go too fast.
It jams it up.
Yeah.
So I've tried to make it just by hand, doing some of them gears and stuff that I've seen some of the woodworkers show, and no.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm going too fast. Maybe that's the thing. I am
It can be done, but no.
the automated version of this has a little box. If I get at the motor and the other part that I need this Sunday, then it'll be running this Sunday. But this right now is as far as I've got.
Well, I'm going to get that pattern.
Yeah, and you can get this on freelaserfiles.com. Paul, correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, that's right. You're right.
Okay.
Freelaserfiles.com.
Yeah.
They have a lot of neat stuff on there.
In fact, Paul did something. Freelaserfiles.com. Not .sim and not fre with only one E.
Yeah, I made that from one of their patterns.
Yeah. Here, I'll post the URL out there for anyone that might be interested.
This is a puzzle.
It was a lot of fun too.
You drop the steel ball in and work your way through. There's 4 different levels, and then it comes out the bottom.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And that was a free pattern.
Leonard thought I lost my balls.
Well, next couple of weeks, I got to make a doghouse, and after that, I'm hoping to work on a couple of rolling planter stands I wanted to do.
Enjoy saving the world, valiant Thor. Enjoy your foodie lunch. I love foodie lunch because I love probably 99.9% of all lunches. And welcome to the Simply Wooden Creations Let's Talk Shop with Russ show. Tonight we're talking about 3D printers. And yes, I just showed you some woodworking done on a laser.
So what kind of craft fairs do you guys have in your areas you pick up ideas from?
We have a couple of them around here I used to go to quite a bit, but I don't go to them like I used to at all, because they got to where they were the stuff that was in there was just pure junk.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of crap lately.
Yeah, it's like, I ain't wasting my money on something like you used to be able to find some really nice stuff around there. Especially, we used to buy a lot of our vegetables from the farmers that come there, but they kind of faded out. People aren't, selling like they used to.
I'm trying to get ready to do one in July at this place called The Bazaar. It's an old industrial area that a bunch of artists have taken over. And they have studios in these old buildings and stuff. And
that's cool.
Some month they set up, it's called a craft fair, but they call it The Bazaar. So,
for those that are 3D printer minded and There is a convention going on called MRF, the Midwest Rep Rap Festival, MRRF, and it's going to be happening Friday, June 20th through the 22nd in somewhere. Yeah, Goshen, Indiana. Thank you.
An
Sir.
hour from my house. It's a really, if you get a rap festival to go to in your area, go to it. It's really
Yes,
cool.
and I'll post.
Also, it's way off. It's a lot farther off in the future than that. But in October, I think it's October 17th, 18th.
If anyone's interested in it.
Cling Spores having their extravaganza in Hickory, North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah. I was actually asked if I wanted to
And
go.
Are you gonna go?
I don't know as of yet. I'm thinking.
I mean, come on.
I'm thinking about it. So.
A day without cling spores, like a day without sunshine. No, wait a second. That's
if you want to stand something, yeah, it is.
Well, that's another reason I was trying to get a hold of Steve Good. They didn't know how to get a hold of him, and they wanted him to come also.
Yeah.
Or link, guys.
So I'll keep trying over the next few days and see if I can get a hold of him. He should answer his email, but he gets literally thousands of emails a day.
Wow.
So it takes him
And
a while.
one of them's got a block on there. It says, no, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Maybe he just went hermit.
he's still producing
his folder.
Yeah, he's still producing his newsletter.
Well, even hermit's got to make money.
Yeah, I got his newsletter this morning, so I know he's alive and kicking.
A Herman?
Well, that could be an automated email that goes out. So.
Yeah.
Well,
yep.
It can be, but I mean, he had to have or had an AI written because it was, like his normal thing where he puts a pattern or two on there, and it's in a PDF form. You can download it. So
this is something I saw at the last craft fair where it's the 3D printed stuff. Get a better shot. So it's like dragons, but they're multicolored.
And he 3D printed that.
Yep.
Cool. Looks good.
I just grabbed the picture. He's getting like $25 to $30 for those. Well, he's asking for it. I didn't see any move. So.
Yeah. That's the deal right there.
Right?
Yeah, they're way overpriced.
Yeah.
It depends on the market. And that's the thing. Especially with everybody, quote unquote, being able to have a 3D printer. I mean, come on, think about that. It's what market are you trying to hit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to come up with something a little bit different than everybody else.
Yes. Niche.
And you get people that don't know how to sell stuff that go to a craft fair and run the race to the bottom, driving prices down for everything. That's really frustrating.
Oh, yeah, you should scope out the neighborhood before you put your stuff out. Yeah.
Back to the 3D printing part of it. If anybody is out there and they are thinking about getting a 3D printer, I would highly I've had the Bamboo now. Donna's had it. Jim's got one now. And I would highly recommend the Bamboo.
I have one.
Al.
Al's got one.
Yep. And I recommend it also. By the way, none of us are sponsored, paid, endorsed, or anything like that.
They're the easiest to work on. They self-leveling bed. I mean, there's just a lot of things. And you can actually the A1. They've got an A1 Mini, but not the A1 Mini. They got an A1 that is basically exactly like the X1 car, but it just doesn't have a case around it.
Yep, that's what I've got is an A1.
Right, and they say that thing is a workhorse. That guy that I talked to in the Orlando Mall had 20 of them, I think he said.
Wow.
Printing stuff.
And I know somebody who got an A1 Mini.
Somebody's got to have it.
Wow. Yeah, so, I mean, none of us are getting paid for this, but they just seem to be the easiest if you want to get into 3D printing, easiest printer to use. They're not hard to set up or nothing.
I do have to say this: you have to have an internet connection to them. My
Yes.
router went belly up 2 days ago, and I had it replaced. But anyway, point is I couldn't print.
Well, I can print without internet by
Well, yeah, I would have to take a chip over. Is that what you mean?
yeah, you just move a SD card over there.
Yeah, but other than that, see, that's how spoiled I've gotten. I'll sit here and go click, 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 and it
And
prints.
it prints.
Yeah,
Right.
and this is from a guy that was printing on spoiled exactly. On
Yeah.
Ender.
Yeah, it's
I know where my SD card is. I know it's got one on there because it's got files on it, but I put on there apparently.
Yeah, it's right on the side of the display.
yeah.
You have to you've got to program your SD card for a FAT32 file structure though, otherwise it won't read it.
Yeah,
Right.
most of them are that way now.
Are they?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like Al. I'm lazy. I just click
Well,
it.
I
Do it.
I'm comfortably numb.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. I don't want to have.
Well,
to move.
it is easy when you go to Maker's World and you say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I want to print this," and you push a button and the printer starts.
Yes, yes, and it's already got the different colors and the layers and
Yep.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Handy on your phone. You can be away someplace.
Exactly.
Check up on it and stop it and pause it or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, and I learned something the other day that you can go in there and you can use the paint tool. So you can take an
Yes.
STL and actually bring it in there and paint it, and then it'll print it out the way you've painted it, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're fun. You can make a lot of stuff with them. And especially with the X1 carbon, it can it'll do like nylon, carbon fiber. There's several things that it'll do that so you could print something. Like let's say you break something on your car and you can't find a replacement. You good enough to use a CAD, you can make it.
Hmm.
I was on one of the Shopsmith forums yesterday, the day before, and a guy had created a 3D printout set of files for a gauge for sharpening chisels on your Shopsmith.
Oh,
I
okay.
see that
Cool.
would be really worthwhile printing.
Yeah. Yep, it would.
I made
anybody- STLs for that? Thingy
Sure.
World? I'm going to look right now, since we're talking about it, on Maker World for, what'd you call them? Chisel?
Bevel gauge.
Chisel gauge for sharpening on.
Bevel gauge?
No, it's a
Chisel,
chisel
try a
sharpening.
chisel bevel gauge.
Chisel sharpening.
Gauge. Yeah.
Yeah. I made a set of those for who's the guy that's got Moon Pie Creations? Can't believe I can think his
Ken
name.
Moon.
Ken?
Then move, yeah.
Ken. Yeah. Yeah, I made a set of those for Ken a long time ago.
And you didn't make one for me? Well, okay. At least you sent me some Star Trek, insignias. I'll let you slide. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
So what did we call them now? I forgot. Donald, what was it?
Shopsmith chisel sharpening gauge.
Chisel. Sharpening gauge. Gahoige, right? Gauge.
Here we go.
Did you find one? Ooh,
I went back and I found a post. I'll send a link to you.
awesome.
Guess what?
I did find some. Yes, little red, green, orange, yellow.
There you go. It's over here in our
There's 4 boxes.
chat.
Pizza. We got pizza.
4 boxes.
Well, guys, it's time to terminate the. See.
Did you see what Illinois is doing? $1.50 tax for every type of delivery you have done to your house. Amazon, pizza, Chinese.
Who's getting the
with
money?
mail. The state.
The state.
Fritz,
You're kidding me.
Fritzker.
One
Yeah.
way to kill the economy.
Yeah.
God, we're
That's
gonna get
crazy.
another big rush of Illinois people coming over here living with us now.
Yeah.
Where's Donald?
It's over here in our chat, our private, or not private. In here where we is for the show. And
Yeah,
so
yeah. But where does it go? I mean,
it
The
goes
money?
to Google Drive, where he's
Yeah,
got the
I see
file
that.
at.
okay. Well, there's a lot of stuff in there, man.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know nothing about it.
Is that yours or
No, that's that guy. That's the link he put up there for people that have 3D printers.
who's this guy?
A guy named Doug Smith.
Holy crap!
He's in the Shop Smith Owners Group.
Sounds like a funny name. Smith, come on.
Yeah.
I bet you he lives next to my Nigerian prince friend.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think he's one of the guys that actually did some of the demonstration shows. He actually worked.
Pineapple and pizza.
Pineapple and pizza.
No.
What else does it have?
Ham and pineapple.
No.
That is illegal.
Ham and pineapple and
Yes,
pizza.
he's
Does it
right.
have any spinach? What's
No.
the matter with her?
Having
It's
pineapple on pizza means you're a menace to society.
And
Yeah.
spinach.
And it's as bad as ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah.
The pineapple on
and
pizza. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for the link, Donald.
Yeah, Donald.
And,
Yeah.
I wouldn't post that out there in the interwebs, by the way. It looks a little,
Well, like I said,
yeah.
yeah, we'll check it out, and if it seems okay, we can always let other people know about it.
Well, I tried to share a picture of what's in the thing,
Right?
the actual post, but it wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
I need Paul to help me figure that out.
All right, guys. Well, it's 9:00. Time to go. I need to help my wife with our grandchild. We got our grandchild tonight, and
Scary.
Collins. So I'm going to help her. She's getting time, I guess, for her to either, if she hasn't already taken a shower, or for Nancy to give her a bath, and so we can put her to bed.
Did you notice something tonight?
Paul's
Did
still
I
here.
notice something?
Yeah. Paul is still with us.
Yeah, I
I
noticed.
know.
Paul made it to the end of the show.
I did.
Right. He's still with us. That's good. All right, guys. Listen, if you're too darn busy, you get out in your shop and make some sawdust. You're just lazy. Get off your butt. Get out there and make some sawdust, or make some 3D prints, or make some embroidery.
Laser.
Oh, you're a laser, yeah. Make
Laser
a
stuff.
laser.
Laser.
Yeah, laser marble machine can make that. So just get out in your shop and do something. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank
Night,
you for
boys and girls.
watching.
Good
And
night,
God
guys.
bless.
But remember, you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
Nope,
What he
you gotta
said.
go.
Peace.
So get your
What he
drink.
said.
Gotta leave.
What he said.
And you're not getting your phone number.